A London man has been jailed for stealthing. I didn't even know it was a crime. He removed a condom without consent. So even if you're having sexual relations with somebody with consent, if the man removes his condom, and you've agreed you're going to, even if, be it a sex worker or anything, then you become what? Guilty of rape?
Yeah, yeah. The law is pretty binary on this. And although I think we all agree that in circumstances where you're having sex on a certain basis, or you both think you are, and one person breaks that, I think that's morally indefensible. It should be an offense. Whether somebody should be getting 4 years or 10 years for repeated offenders, I think there's a big difference. And newsflash, I'm not a woman. I don't know the female experience. The There are nuances that should be discussed, however, and I think the labeling and some of the use of language potentially creates a risk that the horror of the most serious rape cases is demeaned as a result of this, or at least people can take cheap shots saying, well, hang on a minute, everything's rape now. Everything is not rape. Okay. But the law says this. If you have sex under false pretenses. So, for example, historically, if there was a famous Court of Appeal case where a burglar had broken into a house and pretended essentially to be the husband of a woman and had sex with her.
Oh,
Clearly rape. She thought she was consenting. She didn't know the facts. There was a case a couple of years ago, I think, somebody who pretended, I think, to be a man. And they had some kind of sexual contact, fairly, incredibly devious and gaslight. There was all kinds of stuff going on in that case. These cases, however, involving the use of a condom, they're very fact specific. I don't think that any of us would judge somebody who'd been in a relationship, for example, with a woman for perhaps 4 years, and on one occasion, without asking, even though there's an understanding between them, perhaps because sex was painful or whatever, he decided to do it unilaterally and take a condom off. Well, that is wrong. Of course it's wrong. Should that person be treated in the same way and
should
labeled?
that person go to jail for 4 years?
Yeah, but we have to be so careful and so sensitive. But at the same time, the key is the sensitivity, not just shutting down conversation about it. And I think there are conversations to be had, and we should be brave enough to have these conversations. Should that person be treated in terms of the way they are labeled and the way they are treated, as the same as somebody who goes around having unprotected sex with people, pretending they're wearing a condom and enjoying it, and perhaps hasn't been tested or whatever else? We treat that person very differently, don't we? But the law calls them the same person. I think there's probably space for a conversation, and I think we should be brave enough as a society to have conversations about things like this.